Welcome back, guys, to the Killer Media Podcast, your home for horror, entertainment, movie reviews, and anything.
Everything else.
Everything.
Thanks
Everything
for
and everything all at once.
tuning in once again. We got an interesting one today. A lot on the plate. We're going to be discussing some news. How exciting. Then we have Bring Her Back spoiler discussion. Some of the stuff we wanted to talk about last time, but we couldn't. It's still not out yet. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
No, as of this video coming out, it will be out, right?
It will be out.
Yeah.
Because it comes out the 30th. So, yeah, you
Yes.
saw it yesterday. If you saw it opening day.
Yes. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we will be able to spoil it.
Yes.
So, I mean, spoilers. Do not watch.
Spoiler warning.
If you didn't watch it or don't care for spoilers, then watch it.
Exactly. And then we're going to review Fear Street Prom Queen, the newest addition to the Fear Street franchise.
Yes.
So we'll do that last.
No, we do the review first, and then the Fear Street trilogy. I'd rather get
the whole thing last. Like that's the last thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then we'll compare it to the other movies
last.
So
yeah, hold your horses.
I'm holding the horses.
Hey. Okay.
Awkward. A very short thing to start off with. Alien Earth. It's coming up rather quickly. We got some new photos, and like a little more information. We'll link the article so you can read it on your own time. But basically, the main character, Wendy, is a hybrid, but she has a child's brain that was put into an adult body. So she's gonna act like a child, but she looks like an adult, right? So she has the mentality of a child. It could be an interesting thing to play with.
That is odd. What's the point of putting a child's brain?
I don't know. Maybe just for testing purposes. Maybe the child was dying, but they wanted to preserve the child's thoughts, maybe, or the soul, maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
Like, it's going to be weird to see, depending on how old this child is, like, to see a grown woman act like a child.
And how well the person's going to be able to act like that.
Apparently, her actions, like, in real life and other stuff, like, landed her the role, so apparently she's good at it.
Okay.
Like,
she's good at acting like a child, though.
Apparently, it says she tends to act out a lot. Like, she has, like, strange impulses at times, so maybe that's, like, a childish thing. I don't know. It got her the role.
So it's a hybrid, so, like, it has some intellectual... It'd be smart still, right?
No, it's hybrid because it's a human and a cyborg mixed. So a human brain, but in a robotic body. So it's still, like, all human.
I still don't understand the point of it.
I don't know why, but...
With the hybrids.
Yeah. I don't know
Just
why.
new slang words these kids are throwing around these days.
Right? Then we got this photo. Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, he looks completely different.
Right?
Than any of the photos that I've seen. Like, if I was looking at him, I'd be like, yeah, I wouldn't see Timothy.
Right? But he's got some alien there. It's not a xenomorph, but it's a species.
It's a specimen.
And there's confirmed one xenomorph in the show. Only one.
One that's gonna wreak havoc.
Yes. So, here's the thing. Do you think that's a giant tube, or do you think it's very small?
Oh.
It's a perspective thing.
I think it's a small one.
It kind of looks like he's behind it.
He's definitely behind it.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
But then again, it looks like his arm's in front of it.
No, I think it's behind it. Actually, wait.
Okay. It's weird. You can see it both ways. Like, it's huge.
Oh, that's weird.
But I think it's so big here, and he's so small. So I think it's a small container.
Somebody photoshopped him and was like...
Yeah. How do I make this confusing? So yeah, that seems interesting. So, still looking forward to that. A little tiny update there for you.
Yep.
For Alien Earth.
We also have news for Until Dawn being out of theaters and is now able to be rented or bought online.
Digitally, yeah.
along with a Shudder original movie called The Surrender. I don't really know anything about this, but I saw it and I was like, I do have a Shudder subscription, so if you have Shudder, check it out.
Yeah,
I
maybe it's good.
think what's her name? I don't know the actress's name, the one who played um in Star Wars, the new Star Wars
Ray?
trilogy. No, not Ray.
Oh,
The she was bad. She was in the
oh, the bad stormtrooper,
yeah
the chrome one.
yeah. It's been so long since
Oh,
I watched this. I
yeah,
can't even remember her
I don't
name.
know her actress's name.
Yeah, I don't know her the actress, but if you know who I'm talking about,
Hmm.
I I really I don't know why I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, our opinion on the trilogy, the new trilogy wasn't really that good anyway, so I guess we don't really remember.
No, it's not where it doesn't. Yeah, no. No.
We also have a game that I found interesting that I saw was called Total Chaos. I think it's a psychological horror game. It's going to be technically a remake. It's releasing on Steam. It's a remake of a Doom 2 mod.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it was made in 2018, and it's being like fully fledged out like by Trigger Happy Interactive. So I don't know anything about these devs or if they worked on it on the mod before or it's just a complete remake. But a lot of people praise it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, if it's Doom 2, that's a damn good game.
Like no, yeah, like it's Doom 2. I saw pictures and videos and like it just completely looks not like Doom 2.
Oh, interesting.
It's got its own narrative and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, we also have a Trick or Treat Studios mask of the Toxic Avenger,
Avenger. That was pretty
the
cool.
Revengers.
That was pretty cool. It's very detailed. It's very green,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's only one photo, so it's kind of hard to. I'd like to see it in person
Yeah, because obviously they edit.
because it's very bright green. I feel like in person it like would just be like
It would look
dull
fake.
green.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't like actually like
Well, yeah, they got a ton of lights on it.
yeah. So like I'm a little
Is he like
skeptical.
a cyborg?
I don't know. Just
I've never seen any of them. He has like he's got a Terminator eye. Interesting. 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 That was pretty cool.
yeah,
They always make great masks.
they do.
They're good quality. Good quality masks.
Yeah,
But
just wish
there's
the hair on a lot of the masks. I always, especially the Michael Myers masks. It doesn't look right all
they're
the time.
bad. The hairline is just so pronounced.
Yeah,
Put
a
more
lot of
effort
people
into
just
your
rehaul
hair.
it and they
Yeah.
make it look better.
Yeah.
But that costs a lot of money.
It is a
People
lot
who
of
do
money.
that because they're artists.
Mm-hmm.
Last news we have is for Evil Dead Burn. Burn. Your baby's gonna burn.
Your baby's gonna burn. Your fucking baby's
So Hunter
gonna burn.
Doohan from Wednesday and Daredevil Born Again will be part of this. I don't really know what his role is, but those of you who don't know who he is, he plays technically the love interest of Wednesday and then the bad guy. I think he's returning for Wednesday, and then in Born Again he plays Muse.
Yeah. Terribly written character. But yes, he played Muse. But he did good. He's a good actor, I think. And this comes out 2026 next year.
Yeah, I'm noticing him more and more in some things.
Right. Yeah, I think we still don't have any information on what the movie's going to be about. When it takes place, where it takes place, is it a sequel to The Rise? I don't know if we know that yet.
I hope Bruce does make a cameo. He's
I don't
got to.
know.
He was in Multiverse of Madness.
He was in that, but that's Sam Raimi directed.
Yeah.
He didn't direct.
There's no way you can't not like.
Rise
can't-
didn't have it. 2015
dumb.
didn't have it. He said
You guys are
he's
dumb.
done with the franchise.
He's just done.
He's done. He said, I'm not doing it no more.
No, just like a little cameo. It was just like quickly being a part of it.
Maybe. But yeah, I guess.
Come on, Bruce.
Sick of cameos. We're getting old. Sick of them. Bring her back From the dead.
Spoilers. So
Ahead.
at this point, it's definitely 100% spoilers.
Yes, yes.
They don't bring her back.
Oh no. But they try. And she so very wants to. She so very wants to.
Laura.
I want to talk about the scene where Mr. Childman is chomping on a wooden table.
That
Whacked
scene
up,
was
whacked up movie this is.
crazy.
This movie is so bloody, it's so gory when it gets there. You know, when they hit, they hit. It makes you. It's unsettling. It's like, ooh. There's like a lot of skin peeling and skin eating and everything you could
They're
imagine for body horror.
they're really good with like the makeup effects.
They are really good. There was so yeah, basically a more in-depth plot for this movie. Basically, I forgot everybody's name already.
Laura is the
Laura
one,
is
the foster mom.
yeah, the foster mom. Her also blind daughter died. So they
Kathy.
drowned. Yeah, Kathy. She died in a pool. She drowned. Right. So she like joins. I don't know. It's not a cult, but she.
It is a cult though. Oh,
But she's all by
like
herself. Like she's
the
not like in a core
videos, yeah.
team.
Like,
Yeah.
where does she get the photo? Not the photos.
Yeah.
The
Right.
the VHS, the tapes. Like, where does she come from? Like, I was maybe thinking she was a part of the cult, and then she left. But like,
Could be.
how did she end up with these tapes?
That is a good question. She adopts a cult ritual, basically, to bring her back, her daughter. So the whole movie, she's trying to conjure up this plan, and she needs more souls to do it. So I guess that's why she was up to being a foster mom, so she could just easily take them with no questions asked. You know, she used to work. Was it the police station? She was
The counselor.
counselor. Yeah, she was a counselor. I think at the police station. That's where they always went. Or no, it wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't the police. It was like the foster
Yeah,
headquarters.
whatever it's called. I'm not sure what that's
Like
called.
the headquarters for like fostering children, I guess.
Yeah, helps
Um,
help
an
their
orphanage,
development.
maybe the
Yeah.
orphanage. Yeah. Basically, yeah. So she adopts them. Coincidentally, the main kid, the
Andy
and no other kid,
Piper.
Piper. I'm bad with names. She's also blind, and she's just like a striking image of Kathy, apparently. So she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna choose you."
Must be the eyes.
Yeah, maybe. So secretly, throughout the whole movie, she's trying to like, you know, cast Andy away, make him seem like he's losing his mind. She wants him out of.
She
Yeah,
gaslights the shit out of him, and
yeah,
Laura, the actress, she does a really good job.
yeah. Sally Hawkins, she's great.
You remember her, but you don't remember. You remember
She's
the
a big
actress's name?
actor. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So, because Piper and Andy, they're close, so he doesn't want to leave her side. For one, you know, they're like family, and she can't see, so he has like an obligation to protect her, basically. But uh, and Andy is not going to be able to adopt her if he's acting out, which he has a history of. So Sally, Laura is really pushing that mentality into him to get him to act out, make him think he's going crazy.
Yeah.
So he can't adopt Piper. So Piper will be all Laura's.
She does things like making him think he wet the bed.
Yeah, she pissed in a bottle and poured it all over him.
Yeah.
Like what? She goes far.
She's something else.
She's something else. Yeah, she's whack. She literally walks up to Piper when she's sleeping, smacks the shit out of her face, blames it on Andy because she put on his cologne, and if you're blind, I guess your other senses are heightened. So she was like, "Yeah, but I smelled your cologne." So she does a really good job at gaslighting.
There's some hesitation though before she does smack her.
There is. She
There's
like
this
thought about
hint.
it.
She's like,
Yeah.
she doesn't really want to do it, but her main thing is to get her own daughter back.
Right.
So she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm doing it. So yeah, as it goes on, she slowly does all these little things. It's a slow burn movie, as we discussed.
Yeah, it is.
And then basically, as these things are happening, Oliver, the demon child, he's like already possessed by, I guess, the main angel, who I guess I don't completely understand it, but you need two people, right? You need the person who you want to be able to use to bring somebody back, and then like the devil conduit person.
Yeah, the aspects of the possession aren't really brought up much other than her going through the tapes
Mm-hmm.
and us. There's ways to like quell a demon like from
Yeah,
like
it's like,
going into a rage or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Because there's a couple times where Oliver gets out and
I guess he's hungry,
he's hungry.
and I guess you eat the dead person and spit it out into the alive person,
Yeah,
right? And then somehow that brings the person back.
yeah,
That's what we piece together from what they've shown. They don't tell you. You
yeah,
kind of have to piece it together.
yeah.
So the whole movie, he's just like hungry, starving, and Laura's like, no, not yet,
He's
not
constantly
yet.
trying to get into the greenhouse or whatever it's wherever the
Yeah,
little
like
shed
the shit. Yeah,
that she has Kathy in a freezer.
yeah, freezing up, cryotherapy.
So that demon was fiending for them eyeballs.
So it literally was eating a table brutally,
Now,
breaking his
like, why
teeth
did
on
it
it.
have to be
Whoa.
Piper though? My biggest thing is, it's probably a nitpick, but Piper and Kathy were both blind.
Right.
It just seemed so weird that like here's this girl who's blind.
Just so coincident. Like
It just
it doesn't have to be a blind person, but it just helped the case, I guess,
yeah, I
for her to
just
choose.
yeah. But the storytelling with Piper was really good.
It
The way
was,
that
yeah.
they did the blind shots.
hmm Yeah, they had some fun camera movements and stuff with that. They're great cinematographers. Uh,
Yeah.
it's wild. Then at the end, turns out she almost has it. This is my biggest nitpick. She's like she kills Andy, right? She like drowns him in a puddle.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect him to die.
I didn't think he was. I thought he was gonna come back at the end and like be the one to save Piper. No, he's dead.
He's dead,
He
dead.
gets drowned
In a puddle.
in a puddle that's like an inch deep. Makes sense. Obviously, you can drown.
He was just hit by a car.
Yeah, he was also hit by a car, and the main foster orphanage woman was
Wendy.
blasted.
Yeah, Wendy.
She was
Not gonna lie,
blasted
I
by the
was like,
car.
damn,
Yeah.
but I kind of laughed a little
It
bit
was
because
kind of
like
funny.
those.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. She got whammed. Uh, oh, that was great. Yeah, it's very
I was
gory,
really rooting for them.
right?
Like you never like sometimes Andy grabbed Wendy, and then Wendy figured everything out.
Mm-hmm.
All they had to do was get back,
Exactly.
and they would have corroborated her story,
Mm-hmm.
the story, and
They would have had
they
it,
would have been a happy ending.
but no. I thought evil was gonna win in this one, but at the last second, doesn't win.
No.
Almost wins. I don't know how Piper didn't die when she was being drowned. She was unconscious already, and when you're unconscious, you're still breathing, but you don't have any awareness. So if
Yeah,
you get drowned in a pool, aren't you just automatically just going to breathe all that water in and instantly just die? Isn't that how that works?
I guess so. I've never been drowned.
I've never been unconscious nor drowned,
Yeah,
but I know if you're unconscious, you're still breathing, and if you're still breathing and you're forced
yeah, you're
underwater,
automatically
you're
gonna
just going
start
to
breathing.
breathe that in, and once you do that once, you're unconscious. I think you're just dead. And she lasted a very long time, longer than Andy did in a puddle, right?
Yeah,
It was just weird. And then all of a sudden, like,
her will though.
right, the willpower. I guess it was the trigger word when Piper said "mom." She thought it worked, but doesn't it? So, Kathy's soul, would she be in Piper's body, or does Kathy actually come back to life in her body?
Kathy would be in Piper's body.
Okay, so that's how that would work. So
Yeah.
I guess she thought Kathy came back because she said "mom." So she like let up, and then just let her get away. Like didn't even try to catch her again. She just let her swim away.
Yeah, like I really did enjoy the ending, but that would be like the one thing that would
Mhm.
keep the ending from being like a 10 out of 10.
I thought the ending was really good, but yeah, it was just that minor nitpick of all right, really, she's like she didn't die there. Like how did she live through that? And you just give up the whole movie. Like you devoted your whole life to this, and now you just give up. Finish the job. Did she all of a sudden she come to her senses and go, this is wrong? After all she's done already, she's killed
Maybe,
2 people.
maybe.
Like I don't know, I just that stark switch.
She's trying her hardest not to kill Wendy. So she definitely.
Or, but wait, no. Technically, you're not supposed to kill the person you want in the body, right?
No. She said that she has to die the same way
She has
that
to
Kathy
die.
died.
Okay, so she has
So
to
she
die.
had to drown in a
Right.
pool. So that's
Gotcha. So she has. Okay. Oh yeah, then he would puke in her face.
yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, that didn't even happen. So why? It's,
So like you have to, I guess, if she killed Piper, then her soul is gone from her body. So
Right.
then that leaves an empty space for another soul.
right.
But then
But why would she think that it was her daughter?
I don't know.
Or was this the trigger word mom, kind of like Martha in Batman v Superman? You know, is it kind of like it? I don't understand it. So that's where
It might be like a suspension of disbelief that you kind of have to
could
have.
be. Well, you let her get away after all that. Anyway, she gets away. I guess she finds a new family, or will find a new family.
She's gonna have to.
And then Lori's like, "All right, I lose, so I can't have her. No one's gonna have me." So she offs herself and dies with her dead daughter in the pool.
Floating in that pool.
Very poetic ending.
Yeah.
I think the final shot of it lifting up, seeing that, I think that was the best shot in the whole movie. Great ending.
Mine was still the car crash.
That's a good scene. Out of nowhere, it's kind of like a jump scare, and she
Yeah.
just gets whacked.
Well, like they were walking back, and I was like, okay, well, they're right about to get to the car. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You pan
Wham.
to Laura in the car, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Wham.
Fucking. I'm surprised like they just didn't die on contact from the car. That was an SUV.
Yeah, this is true. Well, I think Wendy did.
Yeah, Wendy definitely
She
did.
she got whammed.
Andy he could have been paralyzed maybe.
He could have been. He was severely injured. Totally could have been.
He couldn't get up. That's why she drowned him in that puddle.
Right. And then also Loris is a giant hypocrite. Obviously she has to be. But
Yeah.
she's like, don't go through my stuff. Are you in my room? Don't go as she's looking through Andy's phone.
Yeah.
And she's like snooping on his phone. I'm like, what?
But see, the funny thing is, rightfully so, he shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. He shouldn't have. Yeah.
Like that's not you're not getting any brownie points when you talk to the person who's in charge of making sure that you're capable of being a guardian.
Right.
You have 3 months till you turn 18.
Right. But again, that's her plan though, to get him back down.
Yeah.
It's all part of her plan.
When you think about it, like in that instance, it wasn't out of malice. It was just like wondering what he actually said.
Mhm.
But I guess maybe she didn't expect it.
Probably
like
not.
that, word for word.
But it helped her case.
It did.
The writing is very smart.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
We demand you. We have sway. Sway.
We don't have swag.
We don't have swag. We have sway. We will sway your opinions. Do you have anything else to say about it? Any more standout scenes? The one scene I couldn't say last time that I told you after hours on my second favorite shot, I think. It's a one frame shot.
Yeah.
But Andy's like
it was good.
Taking a video of the
racetrack
of the demonic boy Oliver, who's like very demonic at this part. Like he just looks deformed and he kind of looks like a devil child. Anyway, he's like recording him. It's pouring out, and like the glass doors have rain all falling down on it, so it's like obscured.
Yeah, really beautifully well shot.
Yeah, and then like through a raindrop, like a singular frame, you see like the devil's full form with like horns and stuff for a singular frame. And I was like, that's sick. I wish they showed more of it, but they didn't.
Yeah, I think the longer they're in the circle, the longer like the demon kind of like starts to get out, and then she has to do like the circle thing.
Right.
On the forehead.
Yeah, she has a whole, I think it's paint. Like her whole house is like in paint, right? And if you leave that, I think the demon leaves.
It's the sea bear circle.
The demon goes away.
The sea bear circle.
But it's very painful, I guess. So you got to keep him within the circle.
Yeah. And if he gets out, then Oliver just reappears.
Yeah,
the demon goes out.
He's alive.
All he had to do was get out of there.
It's a simple exorcism.
Oh, I wish
Just
maybe
leave the
that was like a
circle.
little bit of the more of the main focus of like getting out, like them figuring out that it's a circle,
Yeah,
and
true.
then trying to get Oliver out.
Yeah, save him at the same time.
But they
Be
just
interesting.
didn't dwell on Oliver much.
He was kind of there in the background, making noises. Creepy though.
Yeah,
Well acted on his part. Very creepy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Go watch it. It's very good. Very good. And Laura makes Piper drink alcohol and get wasted. She's like 10, maybe 12. It's like, okay. Great mom. Great mom. That's
Right.
our spoiler discussion.
Yeah. Spoilers. It's too late now if you've
Too
watched till
late.
this part.
Now we're going to get into prom cream. Cream? Fear Street Prom Queen with spoilers. Came
Yes.
out last week, but there's spoilers.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway, we'll give her a score. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's our score for Fear Street Prom Queen. 3, 2, 1.
4.8. What?
No, 4.2.
Okay. There's
4.2.
no way it was a 9. Jesus, you scared me for a second.
Nah, 4.2.
I was watching, I forget what, I think it was a recap of, I was watching a recap of the past trilogy because I didn't have time to watch all 3 movies, unfortunately.
Right.
But they also, it doesn't really have anything to do with Prom Queen anyways, but I just
Yeah.
kind of wanted to watch them to compare
Mhm.
the basic plots and what I do remember. And it was,
Oh, this movie is so disappointing. This movie tarnished the franchise. I think we won't see any more of these movies for a while. Whoa, it's bad. It's just so generic. It's
probably made by
so.
AI.
I was gonna say I think ChatGPT wrote the script for
Me
this.
and my girlfriend watched it, and the whole time, like the first shot, I actually kind of did like the intro a bit, just a little bit, but
Mhm.
I still was like, it's cheap.
It's like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah,
It's
but
so
worse.
yeah.
Honestly, worse. I'd rather just watch
Yeah.
a Disney Channel show.
Honestly, yeah. So we'll get into the basic plot of this movie
Well, yeah. Well, the
is
directors are different.
yeah. It's a new director.
Yeah,
It's a guy now, not a female. I think a woman directed the
yeah.
other 3.
Her name was Leah. Damn it.
It was Lay or Lee something.
Yeah, but she had directed all 3 of
Mhm.
the past movies.
Right.
R.L. Stein had did like the first one, and then R.L. Stein had writing credits for this one as well,
Mhm.
but everything else was different.
Right.
Nobody was the same.
Right. And yeah, they're all based off the book.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some changes, but the overall story kind of stays the same. Basically, we get a group of mean girls.
Yeah.
Very typical in horror
Typical,
movies.
typical.
We get the girl who's so unpopular. Again, very typical, very
Yep.
bland. Who wants to become prom queen and
Yeah.
prove everybody that she can make a change.
Yeah. Like no idea. Like the
Yeah.
reason why she's unpopular is
They
just
don't explain it.
no reason.
They do explain it because like her mom
Yeah.
killed somebody or something.
But she didn't actually.
Yeah, it was like she was
It was
set
just
up.
it was just a rumor of like
Right.
it not being proven years back. So she's got trauma. So the mean girl is the popular mean girl is just I can't.
It's so bad.
The introduction of her talking about that in the class, I was like, this teacher is like just letting this happen. The only, I
And the
actually thought it was
teacher's
a
psycho too.
yeah, but we
He's
don't know that. Well, we don't know that yet. But I thought it was like there's some good highlights of the movie, but it is
It's bad.
pretty much bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
Like there's some little things that here and there that I kind of like.
It's bad.
Because I think overall the cinematography was like it was fine.
It's
Like it was really
there's
nothing.
nothing special with it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like bad.
No, it's not like unwatchable. It's
Yeah.
just run of the mill. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, finish my plot. There's mean girl, unpopular girl. It's a war between who gets prom queen. In that moment in your life, it's the biggest deal ever. But the day after, nobody gives a fuck. So really,
Yeah.
the whole point of the movie means nothing. There's no weight to it. And then as this is happening, this guy or two people are just killing people left and right. They're taking out the competition, and you're like, oh, who is it? So that causes mayhem.
It was a whodunit that
Yeah.
really ended up going nowhere.
Yes, it's kind of a whodunit. Very predictable whodunit, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's the basic plot. Very bland. Very. It's very easy to digest. You don't need to think about anything. It's very paint by
But it
numbers.
makes you think because you're like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, why?
It's like, who cares why? It's very paint by numbers. So that's the plot. I guess we'll jump into our categories here. Sound, 5.
Sound was a 5.
Like it's nothing really.
Yeah, it really didn't stand out.
No standouts. I guess music I have a 6.
I had 5. I like the
Um,
aesthetic of like the 80s music,
See,
but I think some of the song choices were kind of like not fitting. It just
they
make
didn't fit at
sense.
all, and they picked 80 music, but of course they picked the most popular, overplayed ones.
Yeah, this just didn't really fit
They
any vibe
they
of
literally
whatever.
searched on Google most popular 80s songs.
They have
Boom,
no
let's put
vibes.
these.
They have no vibes.
No vibes.
No vibes.
There's no vibes. The music choices, while yes, they do fit the times, they didn't use it in any creative way. They just put a soundtrack in the background. And for whatever reason, I don't know if you had the issue, whenever they played the music, it was so low compared to everything else that was happening because it was like always in the background. Like
I
at
don't
the
think I noticed it.
like at the prom, the music was so low, but everything else was amped up to kind of give the sense of its background music. And like you're at a prom, you're in the gymnasium, and they're having a normal conversation at normal speaking level, and yet you have music blasting in the background. It's like it's so weird.
Yeah, it
Nothing
really
makes sense.
didn't. There was no cohesion with any of that.
Yeah, nothing made sense. Yeah, like pick other music than the most popular. Pick obscure 80s or just not the most listened to ever. Because then it just becomes you just Googled it and said, yeah, we're just gonna put that in there without any thought. There's no creativity in this.
Yeah, like who picked the song? Like somebody was just like they typed in a list of 80 songs and was just like scrolling through the list and didn't even listen to it and probably just picked
Yeah,
popular ones.
literally. Yeah, and of course, like all the posters in their room.
Yeah, I'm sorry to whoever worked on this, but
Do better.
something happened along the way.
I don't even think this movie did the 80s aesthetic well.
I just like the general aesthetic, so it had potential. I think a lot of
if they put a little effort into it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it didn't give you the nostalgia of the 80s. It was this was very popular in the 80s. Wear that. Have this on your wall. Like it
I
didn't
would rather watch Landshark.
it didn't bring you into the world of the 80s like Stranger Things did.
Yeah.
Or the other Fear Street that I think took place in the 80s or it was the 90s or something. Like
It was the 70s, 1977 was like the camp one, and then
60s
the main story was like
97.
1980s.
80s or 97. It was in one of those years.
It was 80s.
Yeah.
This took place 1988.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really give 80s vibes. It didn't bring you into the world of the 80s. It was just kind of like
Here's the thing, and here's the thing.
it was basically let's go to prom, and the prom is 80s themed, but we're living in 2025.
Yeah.
That's what it gave that.
And there was a choice at the beginning for the intro to be like this handheld high schooler camera holding with a news girl from the school, and she's just introducing all the characters. Like
Yeah.
it was nice, but like it was a little cheesy. But I like the it wasn't like crazy effort, but it was a one and done. So I felt like maybe you should have just kept up with that, and maybe it could have been a thing. Because like there were some shots with the camera, but there was no point. Like, what's the point of using that?
Yeah.
If it really didn't have anything to do, just cool artistic shots.
Yeah, exactly. Bad. Cinematography, 6 out of 10. It's fine. Nothing creative new.
7.
It's very basic. It's also very dark in some scenes.
Yeah.
Like even when they're in a lit room, it's just very dark. Add some light. Couldn't see the movie.
Add a little spice.
Couldn't see. Acting, 3.
Yeah.
Bad.
That was a 3.
And I think the worst actor was her friend. The horror geek nerd. Whoa, she was bad.
Whew.
It everything was very flat. Nobody had like any emotion. There was no like they didn't understand any of the circumstances they were in.
Either whether or not it was the direction of them, because like I don't want to always blame the actor or the actress. Sometimes the
Yeah.
actors can't act, but I mean, whoever did the casting department, just they didn't pick the right actor for what
Mhm.
they said that the role was. Just nothing made any sense to what any characters would actually like.
No.
Any of their decisions would have been made like
Yeah.
throughout the whole
Especially
film.
the teacher too. Overacted the hell out of
He's
it.
in American Pie. He's in
Is
an
he?
American Pie
Like
movies. Yeah.
he was so overacting. Everything was like enunciated
Yeah.
times 10. Like why?
That's
And like this movie is somewhat self-aware and it's I guess a comedy, but it's bad.
yeah, but yeah, everything was
Bad.
so exaggerated. Even the Mean Girl thing, like it's just
It was like amped up. So bad. So bad.
your dad was killed.
Yeah.
Like what?
And like when again, this comes to the director directing them in this way. But like when they found the head in the punch bowl
Oh yeah,
and like nobody was like for like 2 seconds they were freaking out and then they were just like
they thought it was Megan pulling a prank.
right, but is that where your first thing's gonna go when you see a
But
severed
yeah,
head?
but that was also the question that me and my girlfriend were like,
Like
wait, why is no one reacting to
why is
this? But
nobody
then I
freaking
was
out
like,
and
oh
running
yeah,
away?
she played. It was the one time, like I guess the girl Megan is known for like pranks.
Right, but they don't set it up enough to where you would believe
She only does it.
everybody.
She only does
Yeah,
one prank in the classroom,
yeah,
and then you see a shot of her like doing like a mannequin head.
hmm
So then I was like, I connected the dots. Then I was like, oh, now I
right.
remember. But it was
For
so
everybody
brief,
else, yeah,
and it was only one little prank she's done. Like, I think they should have said. I think going into prom was too quick. That night shouldn't have lasted that long.
yeah. I did kind of like that because that's the point of the movie.
Okay.
But some lore for some of the stuff they set up would have been nice. You know, like this should have been like a TV show or something,
Yeah.
and then you could lead up to prom, I guess. Explain the backstory of the incident. They don't. It's just like a one line. Oh, it was never proven,
Yeah.
and it is a big factor in this.
Yeah. Like none of the past Fear Street movies. There's little Easter eggs.
Yeah, but it's not
And just a
connected.
call back to the shady side and it being
Hmm.
renowned for having deaths
Yeah.
from killing serial killers and everything.
Hmm.
But it really
It's not
doesn't
connected.
solidify it as like top tier. Like
If this was just called Prom Queen, and you didn't know it was related, you would have never guessed this isn't the same franchise at all.
yeah, I did not read the original book, so I don't know if the book was any good and if they just changed a lot of the stuff,
Hmm.
but that was not it.
No. Yeah, the plot 3.
5.
The plot is so basic and so bad. All the plot is I want to be prom queen.
I think the basic plot of it started off strong. Like it was basic, but it just started off strong
Mhm.
and it had potential to do something different. But
It could
then
have
but
like
then it didn't.
it's a unique setting, but like the whole plot is just it's a I'm gonna be prom queen. No, I'm gonna be prom queen. Well, your mom's a killer, so I'm gonna be prom. Like that's all it is. It's so there's nothing to it.
Yeah, there's like the basic prom queen drama
Yeah,
and it's so bland. There was nothing interesting. There was no
yeah.
reason. We barely get a motive of why things
The
happen.
motive
We'll
is
get to that.
ass.
But the kills were so bad.
And half of them were like off screen.
The first one, wouldn't you agree? Like the first kill has to set the tone.
It does.
Dude, what was that first kill?
It was so bad.
Oh my god.
So
Play it.
bad. Play it. It was so bad. The only good kill was maybe the one with like the saw blade.
Okay.
Maybe. But all the blood CGI. I'm sick and tired of it. Put some practical effect work
A-
in your
A
blood.
girl was thrown into a bunch of wires and was electrocuted.
Yeah, and it looked like clip art electricity. It was
Like, and none of the characters put up any real fight.
and
All of them were pretty quick. Like,
yeah.
we're not that sadistic.
And
But
yeah, they're a
like,
bunch of prom girls, so they're gonna really put up much of a fight? Like, probably not. But
like I like
At
long
least
chase
do
scenes
something.
sometimes.
Yeah, at least
Not like
run.
extremely long, but
Yeah.
some long. Like
Put some suspense in the kills.
yeah, exactly.
All of them
I
were
thought there
like
was
that.
no suspense in any of the kills.
There was no suspense.
Maybe like you have an
They all
inkling of like
happened.
maybe they're gonna survive.
Right. They all
But no.
happened in an instant. Uh, yeah, CGI blood bad. The effects of what they were, maybe they were fine. You know, they passing C minus, right? But and again, when everybody died, you were like, I don't care because all these girls are bitches.
Yeah, the
I don't
only one
like
that
any
had
of them.
any redeeming was the one girl who was like standing up to Tiffany.
Oh yeah, who I
That was
finally
the only one.
realized.
But I really hope that maybe they had like did more
Yeah,
to like maybe all the mean girls were just following Tiffany.
right.
Which I mean they technically are.
Yeah.
But like maybe they had some redeeming qualities, but no. They were
No,
just stereotypical.
they don't have any backstory. They're just mean girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a mean girl. Act like it. That's their whole. That's their.
And there was one
description.
comment, I think it was by that girl who was like, I'm tired of like these dead bodies or something. I was like, wait, what? It was a
Yeah.
weird passing comment. Like you like killed somebody,
Yeah, yeah.
but it didn't.
It's
I'm still confused by that line. So
yeah.
that brings us to writing being a 3.
Yeah, the writing it's like a 4. It's very bad. Nobody would say these lines. ChatGPT wrote this script.
Somebody out there would.
Probably somebody would.
I know.
I
Somebody out
mean,
there, unironically,
yeah. It was very poor. It was written in like maybe a day.
the humor,
The humor did not
any
land.
humor that there was,
Very bad.
no.
And getting into writing, because you have to write scenes too. You don't just write words. Who the fuck wrote that dance off scene? I wanted to kill
I
myself.
actually liked it.
No, you didn't. That if we didn't do this podcast, I would have turned it off there. That was so cringe. It was so bad and oddly placed. They're about to like duke it out, and then the DJ's like dance off,
DJ, turn it
and
up.
like they actually dance off. I'm like, what am I watching right now?
But I found it so funny how
So bad.
everybody was then laughing at Tiffany dancing. Like they
Well,
were
because
like,
she can't dance.
I know. That was the fun. That's the best. That was the best
It
scene.
was her comeuppance because she can't dance. And why would the DJ listen to some punk kid?
Because he's one of the popular jocks.
So why would you?
That was it back then. I don't know.
It was so bad.
But it was like that went
And
on
what's with his
way.
ponytail? What's
Yeah,
with that
that
rat tail? What the
ponytail
hell
was
is
fucking.
that?
Yeah, that went on for way too long. Like he'd be like about to play music, he'd be like, "No, don't do it. I'll beat your ass up."
Yeah, and
And then 5 seconds later, again, I don't do it.
and they never explained why. Why is his soundtrack so important? And is it really any different than what he plays after? Not really. It's just popular '80s music.
And then apparently the music had gotten better after the jock died because
Nobody likes his playlist. So bad. So bad. And then somebody spiked the punch, but nobody gets drunk. Like nobody acts visibly like drunk at all.
yeah,
But
there was
they're
like,
always drinking it. Nobody's acting
except for
drunk.
the teacher. Also,
Yeah, he
that little
tasted
shot
it.
was funny. Where he's like,
He tasted it and he just chugged it.
oh, he's I think he smelled. Yeah, he smelled it and he was like, I knew it.
Yeah, and then he drinks it and walks away.
He drank it anyway.
You know, typical like. It's very. So, ChatGPT wrote this.
Definitely convince us otherwise.
I think they wrote it. Whew! Surprisingly, I thought the pacing was good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it has a beginning, middle, and end.
And it felt like a 1 hour and a half movie. It didn't drag. It didn't. If anything, it was maybe too fast, but that was a good thing.
I still gave it a 5 though.
Yeah, I thought the pacing was fine. I think that was the best
because
part.
there was just I think there was a lot of time wasted and on unnecessary things that didn't actually contribute.
Mm-hmm. True. Timing wise, it went quick. It didn't drag.
Yeah.
So I think that worked.
A lot of it
Whatever
was
they did.
down to like the kills not being suspenseful. I think
Yeah.
the kills just should have been longer.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Or more thought out.
why a lot of people do watch horror movies, especially if you know it's a slasher horror movie.
Yeah.
So if the kills are nothing, like what's the point?
Character development 4.
6.
There's like none.
thought
Everybody one dimensional.
They had really good setups to like the characters.
Setups. They're all one-dimensional. You're a mean girl.
At least Lori at the beginning, where like her trauma is like weird. Like why did her like what was like the story but then we learned what the story was, and it was barely anything.
Yeah, so
I just thought that there was so much potential.
but that doesn't mean it's good.
No, yeah, it does.
Because there is
Yeah,
potential means it's good.
yeah.
Fuck no, they didn't deliver with the potential, so it's bad.
We're still agreeing with each other.
It's a 4, not a 7.
I didn't say 7. I said 6.
Still,
It's still
there's no development at all. They're all one-dimensional, and before they even have a chance to be given an arc, they're killed. And we don't care because they don't have any plot. There's no backstory to either of these characters. They just follow the ringleader, who is just the prissy bitch and is just the best at everything. So she has to win. That's her character.
And Laurie and Megan's argument just so dumb.
It's dumb.
Like, why were they even fighting in the first place?
Exactly. Like, really, you're gonna make us, the viewers, believe because of a rumor that every single one of the people, every single one in the school, maybe besides 3 people that they might have mentioned, believe the rumor and just cast her out because Shady Side is always this weird. That's how you're gonna like explain that, and they don't even go into the backstory. Like, you don't even get to fully understand it on why it's destroying her life. Like, she's not like some weird nerd cast out like person. Like, she's totally normal, but just because of a rumor that her mom, not even pertained to her, she's just lame. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Bad.
Well, it's because, the reason why is because Tiffany's, was connected to it. What did she even say? I forget. She's connected because it was, oh yeah, she was the baby, like the mom was pregnant or whatever. The mom was in school, and this is how hard it is to explain this because why?
It's like split up into pieces throughout the whole movie. They don't just lore dump in one.
Tiffany's mom was in high school with Laurie's mom and dad at the time, before Laurie was pretty much conceived around that time, because then Laurie's mom was pregnant with her. Then her dad had died, but the dad was supposed to actually go to prom with Tiffany's mom.
Right, yeah.
So that's why it's connected. The family hates Laurie.
Right, because they got dumped.
Like, that's pretty much the gist. And it was like, what?
Because I didn't go to prom with you, I hate you.
Prom? Like, what the fuck?
And it's not even the main character, it's their parents. Why is their parents' baggage going on to their children? Makes no sense.
That's why I said the setup was good, because there was potential for Tiffany to like be different, and like she just turned out to be one of the killers too. I was like, what?
Exactly. So that why is that good? because
there was potential for the setup,
but it didn't follow through, so it destroys that potential. You never got the satisfying potential.
You're right, but it's
why
it's not direct zero, because there was potential. They had something and it wasn't there. I gave them I gave it a little B for effort.
Bad.
See, yeah, B for bad.
B for bad.
B for effort.
A is for Alfred. The ending, I gave it a 1.
3.
The ending sucked complete ass. The motive, the reveal, and the final line of the movie is disgusting. Yeah, that
she Iron Man or something.
Yeah, I cringed hard at that. That
was so out of character. Like, no normal person would even say that at all.
Yeah, so bad. I was like, really? That's how it ends? God damn. Yeah, the reveal as it being Laurie, right? Laurie? No,
Tiffany.
Tiffany's parents. So obvious because they're just psychos who just want revenge and they want everything to be perfect for their daughter because it wasn't perfect for them. So,
and we don't even get to see the mom and like Tiffany's parents do anything through most of the film, other than before she's going to prom, she makes a comment, "Don't mess it up."
Right.
And now we know that she was in on everything, so that's what she was meant not to mess it up.
Right.
And there's an inkling of Tiffany, like, that's why the setup was good.
No,
the setup was good.
Bad.
You have to give credit where the effort was there.
there is no effort because they didn't follow through.
That's what criticism is for.
So it destroys.
If they can realize that there was effort that they did and they should have gone a different way, and we can give them that criticism.
I gave them effort in some of their music choices and their pacing.
And I'm giving them here.
You can give what you want. I don't agree with it. But the motive is so bad. Our daughter needs to win, so I will literally murder everybody else. What? What? What?
That's not suspicious.
They're gonna win by default. Whoa!
Wonder what actually would have happened. Like, everyone else was killed, so you were the prom queen.
So first of all, they would have realized everybody else was gone, even though they were at the prom. They would have went, looked, and found them all dead, and they would have canceled prom, and she never would have won. That's what would have happened. Stupid that you would have thought this would have worked. And then at first, I thought, again, they do this twist again. Like, there's 2 killers, you find out.
Yeah, and then there was a little neat little thing. I was like, oh, there's 2.
It's always 2. And I thought they were going to completely forget about the other one until the last 2 seconds of the movie. I was like, did they forget about the other killer that they put in this movie? Because they didn't reveal her until the last, 2 minutes of the movie, that it was the mom. And then the whole rest of the family's in on it. Why would the girl...
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I knew that there was 2 killers, and then it was the father, and then there's the generic hospital scene. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right.
I'm going to follow you in the ambulance. No, you can't come to the ambulance.
Yeah. Right. And and Tiffany is such a bitch the whole movie. All of a sudden now she plays the pity card. Don't leave me. And Laura falls for that?
I fell for it.
Because everything she done, you feel bad for her now?
But at a certain point, then I was like,
damn it.
I was like,
that's not how it works. You don't just, like that, feel bad for the person that's making your life miserable.
Yeah, my girlfriend said that the first time she'd be like, it sucks for you. Your mom, your dad's a killer.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have driven next to her in the car.
I ain't associating you anymore. I'll get your psycho found. Getting the hell out of here.
As soon as the cop was like, yeah, Lori's with Tiffany, and then the eyes lit up, I was like, oh, she's the fucking killer.
Yeah, it was so obvious.
But then,
why wouldn't Tiffany just kill Lori when she's sleeping? Why would she fall asleep? Just kill her there.
Satisfaction. I don't know.
It's still satisfying. You still got the kill.
No, it's not.
Doesn't
I guess.
Make any sense.
But I really wish they didn't make Tiffany a killer. That the ending would have been way better if it turned out that Tiffany wasn't one of the killers, and it was like, what's actually going on?
Yeah, super.
But it just turned out it was just a whole family of killers, and
it's getting old. It's getting old.
And what was when she's gonna attack Lori with the knife? She's like, she's growling. The mom is growling,
literally growling.
Like, what?
It's so bad. Put it up. Audibly
growling. Put it up. The growl.
Audibly growling.
Like 5 times. She's like,
yeah.
I was like,
it's so
visibly
bad.
Upset.
Who watched this after they filmed it and said, this is good? This is...
Who gave her direction to do that?
Or did they realize... No, I'm talking about the whole movie.
Well, yeah.
Did any movie that comes out that it's like a train wreck and is really bad, do they ever notice, like when they're watching the final product before it goes, like green, this is so bad, and then it's just too late and they say, oh well, like who lets this happen?
Every movie has to have some type of screening, right?
I'm talking about like the director.
Yeah, but I mean,
you could watch it and go, this is dog shit.
Well, that too. But like some directors get overzealous, so they do need like people to like tell them. So like if you didn't realize that it wasn't good, then you have people who you screen it with, and then like, generally they'll be like, no, this is not good.
Right.
Let's change it.
Right. And yeah, it's a Netflix film, so maybe they don't have that. They do that for major, releases.
It's gotta be like a small pool of screenings though.
But like still, as you're directing it behind the camera, watching it go down, you're not thinking to yourself, this is bad. What am I doing? I don't know how some of these movies get made. Entertainment 3. For some decent kills.
I did 7.
Because some of the effects, I didn't even think it was fun bad. It wasn't even that bad. It was
I don't regret seeing it because there was me and my girlfriend watched it, so we were just having a laugh at some of these points, and we're like at the absurdity of some of the decisions.
Can we talk about the guy who got his wrists chopped off?
Oh,
And it didn't even phase him that his hands are literally missing and he's bleeding out because he's actively trying to forcefully open a doorknob and he's not screaming out in pain.
I actually like that little kill.
No, the kill's fine, but him acting as
Yeah.
he's not in pain at all. Like, yeah, he yells for like maybe 5 seconds and then he's fine. And then he tries to open a door with his nubs bleeding out. First of all, that would like sting and you'd
Adrenaline, I
probably
guess. I don't
pass
know.
out. Maybe.
Adrenaline.
Maybe. But like, oh, this is where I'm like, is it like a
I would probably
parody?
say that's probably one of my favorite kills because it was just kind of funny watching him be like, oh shit, no.
Yeah. It at points this movie felt like a parody of other films, like Scary Movie.
And if they would have leaned into it and made it known
Yeah.
and obvious that it was supposed to be like that, then maybe the movie would have been
Maybe.
better received.
Yeah. Like yeah, it wasn't even fun bad for me. It was just bad. So yeah, I
Would not watch again, not even in the
No.
background. I
No.
think I would hate the movie more and more if I watched it again.
yeah,
I'd rather watch Landshark.
I don't recommend it. Don't watch it. Nobody should watch this. Maybe if you're 13 and this is your first horror movie, yeah, you might like it.
I don't think you need to know any of our cons because I think we've said them all.
Yeah, everything's a con. The movie being made is a con. The pro, short runtime, pacing, and good song, but obvious.
Yeah, and I don't genuinely recommend the movie, but if you want to see what the movie's about and just form your own opinion,
Read the book.
Go ahead and watch it.
It's free. Not really, but it's on Netflix. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah. We're warning you. We're warning you that we do not like this. But hey,
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
they really are. So if you like it, then you like it. But it's okay. We really don't like it.
Surprisingly, most of the hate in this movie is that there was no lesbians.
You know, I really thought that they were going to be lesbians.
I thought too. They were getting all up each other's faces. Didn't happen.
Like there was just vibes for some reason.
There were vibes. I think in the book there is. They changed that.
What?
That I know.
Now, that's weird.
Because I guess it's a Fear Street thing. That like everybody's still lesbian.
Well, the first trilogy was.
Yeah. So apparently
that was the whole love story.
Apparently all the books are like that. Everybody's still lesbian. So they didn't do it for this one, and everybody's like up in flames. Obviously, you know.
Huh.
So that was like the main complaint. I don't know.
They changed, but why would they change that?
I don't know. But to not have any of that in the movie, it's kind of refreshing to be honest. Every movie nowadays has that. It's just forced.
My girlfriend actually said the same thing.
It's forced.
She's actually like,
kind of
it's probably old.
It was kind of refreshing. But it's other books.
But it gave those vibes.
It did give the vibes.
That's how it was going to end up. But no, it was.
I thought it was going to be like.
It was a stupid boyfriend of Tiffany, who was just like, oh.
I thought it was.
I thought you wanted more.
I thought Tiffany was a bully because she's hiding the fact that it's gonna, that she's like that. So that's what I thought. Whatevs.
Yeah, 4.8.
Yeah, 4.2. As for this fitting into the franchise, it doesn't
at all.
Shouldn't be considered part of the franchise. It probably tainted the franchise so much that we probably won't see another movie ever or for a very long time. Compared to the other ones, the acting is shite.
They just need to get the writer. See, honestly, the first trilogy wasn't like crazy amazing.
No,
it was really good.
It was good. It's very well. It's like a 7.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
Maybe 7.5.
That's really good.
It's good. It had lore. It had depth. The characters were well written.
Likable.
Likable characters. They had backstories.
Acting was like pretty decent.
Yeah. Acting was decent. They had the time period set down, locked. Like you believed that you were there with them with it. And I think it helped because they had 3 stories where you can watch all the movies at once.
Yeah, they did have an advantage because it's kind of like a mini series because you can develop the characters out longer.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie there was no time in Prom Queen to do that.
Right.
But still, lots of movies can do that way better.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they set everything up in the other ones perfectly. They had clear direction. Here it was just very basic. It was kind of like, let's just make a new movie. Let's get it out there.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. I was looking forward to watching this because I was like,
yeah, the other
there's reminiscent of Carrie slash
Prom Night.
Prom Night. Yeah,
And you know those
and
are iconic '80s horror movies. And no,
could have fooled me.
could have fooled me. I don't know, man.
The
Didn't
story
even.
in the trilogy was just way more interesting.
It was.
All those all those killers, like they
Hmm.
were, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was actually like, not scary, but it had more horror vibes than this.
The
This
plot
is,
made way more sense.
yeah, like then the designs of the killers in the other ones,
Yeah.
so original. This one, I was just put a red raincoat on him and a generic Halloween mask.
What movie in the trilogy was your favorite?
I think the second one.
Yeah, mine too.
It just gave the Friday the
It was just
13th
it was
vibes.
just that simplicity of like the camp
Right.
killer camp, and they did it and they weaved it into the story of
Mhm.
the main character.
I think it was 2, 3, and 1. That's how I'd rank them.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say one was received lowest score out of the three. Not
Right.
like crazy by a crazy amount, but
Yeah.
generally it was 2, 3,
They got
1.
better as they went on.
Yeah.
Like each movie got a little bit better.
I mean, they also had from the girl from Stranger Things. I don't
Yeah,
forget the
Sadie
actresses.
Sink.
Sadie Sink, yeah,
Mhm.
and she's pretty good. So
Yeah, she had the
if
experience there.
I could,
Yeah, she's dead.
uh,
She's a skeleton. Oh, this is so disappointing.
it really was. There's no consequences to like the people in prom queen. There was just like the consequences is just
Yeah.
like because the Kate and Simon in the trilogy die, and they
Mhm.
were pinned as being junkies,
Right.
and like there was it actually felt like even though you don't want a character to die,
Mm.
it's still nice to actually have that.
Yeah.
And there was just nothing with it. Everyone just died. There's no reason.
Right.
Like maybe Megan should have died or something,
Mhm.
and there would have been like maybe a little bit more because she went to the hospital and was like gone out of the story. I was like,
Yeah.
what is your point of being your best friend and you're
Right.
barely together?
Mhm. Exactly. Oh, it's dumb, man.
The kills versus prom queen and the trilogy
So much better,
were
gorier,
so
bloodier.
crazy better. Like
It was like this was R-rated because they said the word fuck 2 times. The other series had like blood and gore, yes, language, and like the themes were a lot more adult. This one just felt like a Disney movie with when they said the word fuck twice. That was it. Oh man. So
it was.
I don't
Let
like
us know
it.
if you actually liked the movie
And why?
and why, and give us some really good points that
Yeah.
maybe you could change our opinion.
Maybe you just thought it was a fun movie.
I saw a comment on like a video that was saying like, "Oh, I really like this movie," and I read the comment. I was like, "Ah, I really don't know where. Like that's all the
Where?
comment was. So they didn't like explain it. So I don't know what they really enjoyed about it. So like,
Right.
what are those points?
Like if you're critiquing it, like we are like critiquing it, not just
Yeah,
saying, yeah, it was fun. Like there's nothing great, barely good about it. Like everything is just fundamentally wrong.
yeah. Like, and
Like
that's been
you,
a while since I've really watched a movie that was like this. Because
yeah,
even um, Pandemonium was like
it had
it had
moments.
like crazy like
Yeah,
interesting plot
right.
points that really carried it. So
Like this, it had nothing going for it. Nothing. It did everything wrong. Objectively, you can't deny
maybe
that.
it didn't do everything because you didn't give it a 0.
It didn't do everything wrong.
There were some
Like
very speckles of redeeming qualities that really don't do it any justice.
right, like everything is subjective, but you can arguably say objectively, character, like how they're written, bad.
Yeah.
They're one dimensional. They have no depth. Like that's fact. You can't argue that. Give me a backstory on each of them that makes sense and makes their deaths worth it. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, you have to realize though that some people really watch movies just to watch them, and they
No,
really
I'm saying
don't
that,
even
and then
care.
they'll find enjoyment in that, and that's fine.
Yeah,
That's who you are. You just eat popcorn and watch a movie. That's how.
but
To be
generally, a
honest, that's
lot
how
of
you
people,
should watch a movie.
yeah.
Like if you take time to critique it to death, you'll never like it.
I mean, I went into the movie with the notion of shout out to Notion,
Yeah,
the
sponsor us.
notion of critiquing it. But even my girlfriend, who doesn't really like do that, but she does like to argue the movie and like
Mhm.
actually think about it. But like at the same time, like really took no effort to really find all these flaws. I was like, what?
Right.
So like to me, it was like
Yeah. This is
was.
bad. Don't watch it. Watch it. I
This would
don't
have
even
been
care.
really interesting if you kept that 9.
I loved it. It's a great movie.
That pulled me for a second because I didn't see your score ahead of time. I did
Oh,
not click on it.
good.
I was
Good.
like, I want to see if he just goes
I
full
knew
9.
I knew your score when you put the dot 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 after we watched it. I kind of said it was not great. I've heard some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not good. So that's our review and our brief discussion comparing it to the other ones that are
Yeah.
much better and deserve much more of a watch. Wash this one from the franchise. Just wash it away. It doesn't exist. And yeah,
Yeah, if you're really curious, watch it,
if you got
and you
nothing
can
else
shut it
to do,
off whenever you want.
if you got nothing else to do,
Yeah.
watch it. If you want to watch a good horror 80s movie that has good music, good aesthetic, good everything, watch Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat, Trick or Treat. Very good.
Trick or treat.
Very good. Very good. Trick or Treat. So, that'll do it.
Yeah. With that being said,
That'll do
thank
it.
you for watching.
Yeah, we thank you again for watching. Follow us on everything. Join our Discord. Once again, we are asking for your support.
I'm gonna make one little announcement about the Discord because I've read some things that Activision is buying Discord and it's gonna be the CEO of Activision Blizzard or whatever, and people are worried that they're gonna monetize
Oh,
the things and ads. So you can join the Discord, do it.
join
If
now
anything
before you lose
if
it.
anything happens, just we'll move to something else that's similar.
Skype.
How
We'll move
about
to
Zoom?
Skype.
The Zoom
Zoom.
call.
Yeah.
TeamSpeak, but like it's not like Discord. I don't know what
Yeah.
TeamSpeak's doing,
I
but
don't know. Are they that money hungry? Well, Microsoft owns them now, so it's Microsoft who's buying
I don't trust Microsoft.
it. I don't either, but
But
it's not.
it's the legit CEO who is like in charge of it. And
That's weird.
I mean, slowly Discord has changed into like a lot of like ad stuff,
Right.
so
Discord, don't sell.
they're selling out.
Don't sell out.
But we would love you to have you on the channel though.
Yes. We appreciate all your subscriptions. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free
Comment
and it
on
helps us.
all of our social medias. Any post you see, leave a comment, even if it's hateful.
We don't care. Say what you want. Say what you please.
Even if it's hateful.
We welcome it. We welcome the banter.
The challenge.
Yeah. Challenge us. Maybe it'll make us better.
How do you roast somebody who's already been burned?
Mention the burns.
Don't mention the burns.
Talk about the burns. I thought I could take it. Yes. So, yes. We'll see you next time on the pod.